China was something else. It was a different world. It felt so. It felt like a different world to me. I've been here before, but actually driving in China, not behind the steering wheel, but as a co-driver, I realized that I'm a really bad co-driver. I needed to really adjust myself to trusting the driver, and that made me realize in the future I need to learn a lot more to trust the car just as well, that it will handle and will be able to cope with those situations that come about. So that was a big learning experience for me. Coming to China, we knew that not everything is as we experienced it back home in Germany or in the United States, where we do a lot of testing as well. We knew that there are different tasks and challenges that we were encountering when we're coming here. We found a lot of great traffic scenarios that we could measure, where we could gather info from the radar and the camera and our sensors that we logged on the computers, and that's something we really want to look into in a lot more detail when we're back home at our servers, and compare it to the situations that we know from back home and from the United States. Obviously, we can't really say what we've learned at the end of the day, because we're making sense of everything that we've collected here. But there have been really amazing scenes with a lot of so-called vulnerable road users, so a lot of pedestrians, a lot of bicyclists, motorcycles, motor scooters, and they don't stick to their lane. They go all about the street all of the time, and cross the street when there's a traffic jam in between the cars. And just as a driver pays attention to them, an autonomous car needs to pay attention to them as well. And that's something we want to teach the car, and I can't wait for the car to take that big step and be able to realize these scenarios in the future. The biggest challenge was to locate the car exactly where it is. So location seems like a problem that's really easy to solve. However, GPS data isn't as exact as we need it, and map data is not either. So we need high precision maps, we need very accurate sensing of the car to locate the car exactly where it is, and especially in not only in which road, but also on which lane of the road, and even within that very lane, are we more to the left or more to the right? So the very precise precision of the car is crucial to make a self-driving car a safe self-driving car. Obviously that's our goal and our task, and that's one of the biggest challenges I've found, at least here in China. The system that we have in place already in the S Class worked extremely well. I was a little bit skeptical that the functions that I knew from driving the system in Germany, how it would handle here in the Chinese traffic that is a lot different. Because at the moment the system that we have developed is not targeted to a single market. Right now it is one system that we roll out to the countries where we have enough quality of data and that kind of thing to actually implement the system. And I expected to have, for the system not to be able to be turned on for so many scenarios and not to work as well as it did. So that's what really blew my mind, that the existing system is a big step already, and obviously we want to take more steps on top of that, make it even better. So that's a challenge, but the level where we are right now, we can be quite proud of that, and that makes me proud too. Big takeaways from China are scenarios that we can focus on for developing our future systems. There's a lot of things that we need to tackle, but we can cluster them in a better way, and therefore target our engineering efforts into what is the next step and what is the step afterwards, so that we have a better roadmap, or the roadmap is becoming clearer on how do we get to the ultimate goal of a self-driving car in every country. We clustered it a lot better, and we have the roadmap in a lot more visible right now. It was great to meet the colleagues that we have here in China that are having just as much spirit as we have to work on a common goal. We worked hand in hand in our time here, and that was great that we are on the same track, and there are very competent people that are taking our system out on the road every day and are testing it to its limits, and yes, so are gathering a lot of info for us, so that we collectively have a great pool of information that we can work with, and that was truly a very global experience to work hand in hand with people that that you don't share a common language with, and it was a really good experience. Next step is Australia. We know that the maps we have in Australia are fairly good already. We want to take them really to the test and see if they're good enough that we can implement the existing system that we have already in that market as well. Because at the moment in Australia, we don't have the very latest assistance system that we launched in the S Class, and we want to focus on that. Can we really put it to the test and see if we can get that system up and running in that country as well. One big goal of China was to learn or know what we don't know. You know, when you tackle a big problem, you have some steps ahead of you that you know we need to take care of this, we need to take care of that, but you don't necessarily know all the missing parts. And one goal was to learn more about what is missing in this big puzzle piece. And I really seen that we've come a great step towards that goal. We've discovered a lot more puzzle pieces that we need to take care of. When we are taking which puzzle piece and placing it into the big picture, that's something we're working on back home when we're coming back from this entire trip, and to really take a step back, look at the entire picture, and making sure that we are taking the right steps at the right moment, that we're really efficient and fast with our ultimate goal of the self-driving car. We learned a lot in China, not only new vocabulary, but a lot for our cars and for the road to self-driving cars. So right now I'm going to say 再见 China and good day Australia.